Hey, fellow traders. I'm back. I'm gonna have to redo my recap. Um, I went ahead and erased it so I can redo it because I had no freaking idea that I was in a position. Um, so it had to be a damn hotkey screw up. I'm gonna erase all of these scripts. I don't even use hotkeys, but sometimes, it's shift this and shift that. So um, when I'm trying to get out of when I'm trying to type something in, sometimes I'll hit shift and not knowing that I can just type the letters in lowercase and it'll automatically come up. But this damn thing, I guess I hit shift B and it buys 80%. It uses 80% of my buying power, which is the only reason I could get a crazy um that I could get a crazy uh entry like this. So I tried to do the first one live and I was going to upload it to YouTube later, but I just had to erase it and I'm starting this one over again because I am in the middle of a mess here. And what you have to do is, you know, really all you can do is just kind of assess the situation. Yeah, I'm already under the 9. I'm under the 20 moving average. That's a lot of resistance up above, but I'm above the VWAP. So at this point, and right now, I'm just above this 2160 level. So if we can continue to hold this support, then I may be okay. If I get a pop up to um, 2177, I'm probably just gonna take it out break even because I don't see me getting in this, or even looking at this as a long trade with the way this setup is. So right now I'll probably just cut the mic off and just kind of let this run. If it gets below the VWAP, I'll get stopped out, and it's gonna be a major hit for me. Pretty much wipes out everything I did the last 3 days. But it's really nobody's fault but my own. I can't blame anybody for this. It's just a mistake that I made. And, on this platform, I should not have hotkeys enabled. They're not enabled on my speed trader platform, so I really shouldn't have them enabled on this platform. But, you know, this isn't a holding and hoping situation. It is, but it isn't. I am basing this off of the VWAP because that's all I can do right now. Is this going to blow my account up? No. It's not going to blow it up, but, it is going to put a dent in it, with all the work that I did, the last 3 or 4 days. But this is the nature of trading. This is what happens. Sometimes mistakes happen, um, and you have to keep your head about yourself, keep your wits about yourself, and make sure that you can step back and come up with an alternate plan that's going to kind of help you. Now, yeah, I can just close it out and take it off, but there is a technical level and there is a technical chance
TRV.
that I can recover some of the money that I lost. So it only makes sense that if I'm in the trade to go ahead and use these technical levels. But the good thing is I have a level that I can base this off of. So we just have to wait and see what happens. This 5 minute candle is about to close. It's right on 62, so this really isn't a hold of 62. No, I just barely lost it. So all I can do is just sit here and watch it. If I lose VWAP, I'm out. I take my lumps and we'll come back tomorrow and get started. But while I'm waiting, I'll go ahead and recap the trades I had for today. Really, let me say, I need to institute a max loss in this anyway. No, that's really what I need to do. And that's going to be 30 cents. That's going to be 41. So I'm going to go ahead and put a hard stop in at, let's see, 2147 or 2148. I'll just do 2148. It's 11 cents from where it is. But if we get the wash or something crazy happens, it won't wipe me out. And I like to use a market stop. And that'll help me get out quicker. All right, so let's go back over my trades here. IMPV was the first one I took, and this was a stupid trade. I shouldn't have taken it because this was one of the ones that's on that 5 cent spread rule, and I've never traded that before. And being that I never traded it before, I didn't have experience in it, and I didn't know how it felt. And I got up 50 cents on this at one time, but then it just sold back off. So as it came back down, I was hoping that it would hold the 9 and take me on back up, but it washed out and hit my max loss. And what that did was, let me pull up my, and what that did was it cost me 110 bucks. So I started the day out down $110. I shouldn't have done that. That was just a stupid, trade. It was a risk that I don't normally take. And that probably,
TSLA,
kind of affected my mentality for the rest of the day. Because I didn't have the patience that I usually have in these trades. And it really affected me. And, how I ended up the day. So the next trade I took was on GNC. And this was a good opening range breakout trade here. I was catching it over the breakout. Got a nice little hit here. Got in here, sold it here. Got back in on the pullback. Sold it here. And got back in on the pullback again. And sold it too early. I waited and waited and waited, and this thing wasn't breaking out. I thought it was going to trade sideways, and it just didn't move. So I just kind of waited and waited around for it. And as soon as I got out, about 5 minutes later, it made the move. This was the meat of the move. This is what I should have been getting in on. But I just completely missed it. Tried to catch a reversal here, but I didn't like the price action. This was this $48 that I made here. So in all of this, I picked up 132 back. This was 48 that I made back. And evidently, this is where I don't even remember entering here. I don't. And it had to be hotkeys because there's nothing else that would have gotten me in this. So this is, the predicament I'm in. Then HAL, this was another one that I just didn't have the patience on. I got in too early. And then I added a little bit earlier than I should have. And had I waited, I probably could have stayed in. I wouldn't have stopped out. But since I added, I had to bring down the range of my stop. So I ended up getting stopped out before the move actually worked. So, I'm finding the right tickers. I'm everything is doing what it's supposed to do, but my market timing is off. People that got in a little bit after me and waited for the confirmation, they stayed in and they got the move. People like me who were early, didn't. We ended up losing out on it. So, this was that hit 79. So it's been a struggle for me today. And I would have been fine. And the whole point was my day was supposed to end. And that's why I started the recap earlier. And I realized I was in a damn position. So, that's where I am right now. That's my day. So I'm just going to sit here and I'll let it run. I'm going to turn the volume off because you might hear some bad language if I leave the mic on. So I'm just going to turn the volume off and we're just going to let it run.
TSLA.
And like I say, if I get, a pop-up to where I can get out, break even, I'm going to take it. Because I shouldn't even be in this trade. I'll just eat the commissions and deal with it on the back end. But I shouldn't even be in this trade. So, unless it blows past the 77 entry, it's coming off if I get it. No doubt about it. So if something happens, I'll cut the mic on and pop back in. But right now, I'm just going to let this thing run.
TSLA.
Looks like we might get a little push up here. Go ahead and take my stop order off. I don't need it up right now. And some of you may be saying, well, why don't you just go ahead and take it off now? You're within 7 cents and all that. But the reality is I'm in a trade, and based on the technical levels that I'm looking at, the trade is pretty much still viable. So there is a chance that it can work, but as long as it doesn't hit as long as I'm not at break even, I'm going to continue to let it work. It looks like it went back down again, so I'm going to sign off again and just sit back and wait. If it gets close again, I'll come back and let you know what I do.
TSLA.
Guys, if this comes back, um, and I'm able to survive this, this will be, I
TSLA.
can't say that it'll be luck because I did come up with a plan and I executed it, but and I based it off the technical levels that I saw. But this will not be, something that I would recommend, unless you actually know how to read the technical levels and actually, are good at reading price action. Because even now this thing still could result in a loss for me. And, but it's just the fact that I was able to gather myself and get my head screwed back on right as quickly as I did. I think that's what made the difference. And that's what we try to teach in this day trading psychology class that we're starting. I'm the one that teaches it, and I'm teaching you how to stay calm when things like this happen. This happens to everybody and anybody. It's happened to Ross before, and it cost him like $4,000. But you didn't see him go nuts and try to trade himself out of it. He dealt with it, calm, cool, and collectedly, and handled it. And that's pretty much what I'm doing here. If this candle holds above the moving averages, hey, I might have a trade here just by accident. So we're looking to see what happens. So I'm gonna be off the mic again. I'm just gonna sit back and watch this. Wait for this candle to close, and see what happens. This is gonna tell me. This is gonna give me some information here. Now, if it can't close above this 20 moving average here, I think, which is this moving average here, which is at 2172. If we can get a close over that, and then the next candle opens and starts to push off of it, I think we're gonna, we're gonna have a trade here by default. So I'm gonna keep it running. Win, lose, or draw, you're gonna see it, see it live. But I'm turning the mic off because if something happens, I don't want you hearing me saying something that may not be family appropriate.
TSLA. TSLA.
We got the close over the moving averages, but I'm not getting any follow through. I gave it this chance. Um, we got one more minute left on this 5 minute candle, and it's just not moving. Um, I don't know. I may, it may be smart to just get rid of it. I thought we were going to get a lift off here. Thought we would get some follow through, but gonna give it, see what happens by the end of this candle. I don't really see any activity building in just yet. So 30 more seconds, and we'll see what happens. Hell, if I make um, $10 on this, I'll be a dollar up on the day. So I don't know. It's just been one hell of a day for me. Just I guess hump days are not my days. But if this thing works out, this would be one hell of a recovery for me. Even if it doesn't, it'll be one hell of a recovery for me. So we'll just sit tight and watch it happen. But I promise you, I am done after this trade.
TSLA.
Yeah, this thing is just picking up massive resistance here. I was hoping I wouldn't see this until it got up to like 22. because I would have just taken it off at that point. But this is ridiculous.
TSLA.
Um, Probably just give it this candle. If it doesn't work, I'm just gonna thank God that it came back and it worked out, and ride off into the sunset. So this is what I'm just looking at this last 5 minute candle here and see what it does. Yeah, GNC is playing with my emotions. So, I mean, it's still holding above the moving averages. I'm just looking for that pop up to 22 so I can short.
TSLA.
That's all I want. If I get that, I'll be happy and I'm gone for the day. Because I think 22, there's a lot of resistance there, and so that's kind of my target at this point. Um, if it loses these moving averages, I will take it off. Whatever loss I have, I'll just eat it. But at this point, it is holding above the moving averages. So as long as it does that, I'm going to keep it going.
TSLA.
I don't know where or why this resistance keeps popping in here. I was expecting this at, like I said,
TSLA.
I was expecting this at 22. This is exact problem I expected to run into when it hit 22, which is why I wanted to sell there. But this is just playing with my emotions right now. That's all it's doing. No, the volume is gone, but I'm just looking. We should get a little push up, so I could take some profit on this. And at this point, I may take 10 cents and run. I don't know. I'm just, this is just how frustrated I am right now. And, even though this is a lot higher share size than I usually like to trade on this account, it's still below 1,000, so I will still mark it out. When I sell, I'm going to wait for the price I want to sell at to hit over here. And I'll make sure that there's enough orders sitting there at that price so that when I mark it out, I have a real good chance of hitting it. So I'm looking for 21. If it gets close, I'm going to take it off. Because right now, anxiety is starting to take over. But we'll see what happens. Right now, I can get out, 10 cents up. 20 cents would be even better. I know the risk reward isn't the way, we
TSLA.
we teach it, but, I just have to make the best of the circumstance that I'm in. I know it doesn't seem like it's taking a long time, but that's sure how it feels. Look, we're running into some more here at 90. And it's going to be so easy for me to get faked out on this. Because right now, my emotions are just out of control. And you can feel it. I remember the first time I was playing basketball, or the first time I started racing my car. It wasn't really the butterflies, but you can feel it, the anxiety level in your hands, where they just kind of turn to butter. And you just can't, it's just, that's kind of what I'm feeling right now. So it got slapped back. We ran into some resistance there at 2190, but no, it wasn't a whole lot. But we need some more momentum. There's not a whole lot of volume in this thing right now, so it's gonna make it tough to move up.
MJN.
And this is where
TSLA.
having patience and dealing with your emotions and your anxieties can really mess you up. So I'm seeing, I don't like what I'm seeing here. And like I said, it could be a fake out, but it's just not what I wanted to see at this point. So we'll see if this order disappears. But this is definitely not what I wanted to see coming in at this point. So we are close. I'm pretty close to getting out of this thing. I mean, I got back, more than I anticipated out of it, but yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of it. I'm done with it right now. That's it. It may turn around and come back, but I've done all I could do with it. I just don't have the patience anymore. So I am done for today. Haha, my realized gains are $17, so I didn't end up red after all of that fiasco. But I just don't have the stamina to stay in it right now. So this is what we ended up with. GNC altogether 158. On the long, the short was 48. These are the two losing trades. HAL was just that, as I said, it was that missed timing. I just got in too early, added too early, and ended up getting stopped out because I had to bring my stop, within a proper level. So I'm not mad about that loss. I did stick to my trading plan, and that's what matters. The one that I'm really upset about is going to be this MPV. This is the one that I'm really upset about. Uh, there's no reason for me to have taken that trade, live when I had never experienced these 5-cent tick stocks. So, I learned that lesson as well. So this is it for me. I'm going to actually shut this thing off so I don't accidentally get in any more trades. And we'll be back bright and early tomorrow morning. So everybody have a great evening, a great night. And until tomorrow.